Hello everyone, welcome to Genius channel. Today we'll be seeing some previous year maths questions. See the question number 104. Question number 104. A pair of dice is rolled. What is the probability that the second dice lands on a higher value than does the first? A pair of dice is rolled. What is the probability that second dice lands on a higher value than does the first? Okay, all of you try this. I want everyone to answer this and comment the answers. I'll give you 30 seconds for doing this question. Okay, did you get the answer? See, two dice are being thrown, isn't it? So what does the sample space consist of? 1, 1, 1, 2. That means in the first dice you can get 1, second dice also 1. The first dice you can get 1, second dice you can get 2. So likewise you have to write all the possibilities. So up to 1, 6. Similarly in the first die 2, second die 1. So like that you have to write the all possibilities. So no need to write. If you know that, no need to write. So there will be totally 6, up to 6, isn't it? That means there will be 36 elements. There will be 36 elements in this sample space. Now, so total number of outcomes possible is 36. Total number of outcomes. Total number of outcomes possible is 36. 1, 1, 2, 6, 6. Now, what is our requirement? Our requirement is second dice lands on higher value than the first. Second lands on higher value than the first. So what are the possibilities? Second will have higher than first. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Then here 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. Then when you come to 3, there will be 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. Then when you come to 4, there will be 4, 5 and 4, 6. Then when you come to 5, there will be 5, 6 only. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So required or we can write it as required or favorable. Favorable means what you need. So favorable outcome, it is 15. Favorable outcome is 15. So the probability of this event or probability that is required here is number. What is the formula for probability? Number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes is 15 by total is 36. So just divide. So that is in 3's table 5 by 12. So answer is option C, 5 by 12. Option C, 5 by 12. That is the correct answer. Okay, so read the question, understand that clearly, then you will be getting the correct answer. So the formula for probability is, probability of any event is number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So this is a basic question based on basic formula. When we come to higher level of questions, you will be having conditional probability, etc. But this was a question purely based on the basic formula of probability. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Question number 105. Question number 105. A fair coin is tossed and an unbiased dice is rolled, what is the probability of getting a 2 or 4 or 6 along with head? A coin as well as a dice is tossed, you have to get 2 or 4 or 6 along with head. Okay, so that is also a simple question. All of you please answer. I'll give you 20 seconds. Before that, just complete the answer and tell me and comment it. Okay. Okay. Did you get the answer? What is the answer? Have anybody got the answer as 1 by 4? Yes. So 1 by 4 is the answer. How would we get that? Listen, we are tossing coin as well as a dice, isn't it? So coin, what are the possible outcomes? Head and tail. In dice, what are the possible outcome? 1 to 6. So we are tossing them together means what are the elements of our sample space? H comma 1, H comma 2, H comma 3, etc. up to H comma 6. Then T comma 1, T comma 2, T comma 3, etc. up to T comma 6. Now what you need? You need a head along with 2 or 4 or 6. So direct no. Head along with 2 or head along with 4, head along with 6, head along with 2, head along with 4, head along with 6, isn't it? So listen, what are the total number of elements in this sample space? Total number of elements is 2 into 6, that is 12 elements. Now, what are the required or favorable number of elements? 1, 2, 3. So, what is the probability? Probability of this event is equal to number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So, favorable is 3, total is 12. So, just cancel. You will get the answer as 1 by 4. Option C is the correct answer. 1 by 4. Option C is the correct answer. Go through this. This is very easy. Okay. We'll go to the next question. Question number 106. Question number 106. If if A, comma B, comma C are 3 events, then what is the probability that at least 2 of these events occur together? If A, B, C are 3 events, then what is the probability that at least 2 of these events occur together? Okay, so better you try with the Venn diagram. You will get the answer easily. Before that, go through the options. What are the options? Just go through that. You have to just go through the options before doing any question. Then you have to think of the method. So here the better method is using a Venn diagram. You'll be able to do this easily. So please, all of you try this and comment your answers. So I'll give you 1 minute. Okay. Anybody got the answer? Okay, then we have 3 events, isn't it? 3 events. So I'm drawing a Venn diagram here. Now what they're saying, we need, so this is A, this is B, this is C. Now I'm just marking the all portions also, because see here we have intersection and all here. So I'm just marking all regions. So this region is A intersection B. This region is A intersection C. This region is B intersection C. And this central portion, that is A intersection B intersection C. Now here what we need, they are asking what is the probability that at least 2 of these events occur together, at least. So what do you mean by at least? At least means minimum 2, minimum 2. 3 also okay, isn't it? At least 2 means minimum 3. If minimum 2, so if 3 is also, that is also fine. So 3 means what? Minimum 2 means at least 2 should intersect. See, occur together means intersection, isn't it? Occur together means sure both have to occur. So that is intersection. So minimum 2 has to intersect. 3 intersecting also fine. Okay. So minimum 2 intersection means what are they? A intersection B, A intersection C, B intersection C. Then minimum 2 means 3 is also fine. So 3 is also fine means in all of this A intersection B, we are having a portion where these 3 intersect, isn't it? Whether it is A intersection B, it is having a common portion of A intersection B intersection C. Whether it is A intersection C, it is also having common portion of A intersection B intersection C. Now, whether it is B intersection C, there also this portion, common portion is coming. So 3 times we are having this, but this portion is a single portion. So what we have to do? We have to subtract that 2 times. Okay. So that is P of A intersection B plus P of A intersection C plus P of B intersection C minus 2 into P of A intersection B intersection C. Understood why? Reason is here it is, here when we are considering A intersection B, we are considering this portion also, isn't it? Like this. Then when we are considering A intersection C, we are considering this portion. When we are considering B intersection C, then also we are considering this portion. So this portion is coming 3 times, isn't it? But actually that is a single portion. So we are subtracting 2 portions. Okay. So what is the answer? A intersection B plus A intersection C plus B intersection C minus 2 A intersection B intersection C. So option C is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. Okay. So whenever you are having some confusion, just go through the Venn diagram and do that. Okay. So option C is the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. If 2 variables x and y are independent, then what is the correlation coefficient between them? Okay, so there is nothing to do in this question. I want all of you to comment your answer now itself. If 2 variables x and y are independent, then what is the correlation coefficient between them? All of you just comment your answers. Yeah, the answer is 0. That means if two variables are independent, their correlation coefficient is 0. If for two independent events, correlation coefficient is 0. Okay, so that is the answer for that question. Let's go to the next question. Question number 108. Question number 108. Two independent events A and B are such that P of A union B is 2 by 3, P of A intersection B is 1 by 6, P of B less than P of A, P of B equal to. Okay, so very direct question, very direct question, and usually asked type of question. Just to apply the equation and find the answer. I'll give you 30 seconds, do it and comment your answers. Okay. So how to do direct formula? What is the formula for P of A union B? P of A union B is P of A plus P of B plus P of A intersection B. So A union B we have 2 by 3. P of A we don't have. P of B we don't have. P of A intersection B we have 1 by 6. So from this we can write P of A plus P of B is equal to 2 by 3 minus 1 by 6, isn't it? 2 by 3 minus 1 by 6. So what you get for that? 3 by 6, isn't it? 3 by 6, isn't it? Sorry, so this is plus here, no? So that is minus, that is plus. Here it is, formula is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B, isn't it? Yeah, yes, correct. P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So it is 2 by 3 plus 1 by 6. 2 by 3 plus 1 by 6. So just do this. So that will be 5 by 6, isn't it? 5 by 6. So we got P of A plus P of B as 5 by 6. Now listen, they have told that here this is independent events. Independent events. So what is the condition or what is the result? Why they are giving this is independent events? Because for any independent event, P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. P of A intersection is equal to P of A into P of B. So P of A into P of B, we have P of A intersection B, that is 1 by 6. So from this 1 and 2, just find out what is P of A and P of B. What are the values possible? It will be 2 by 3, 2 by 3, isn't it? 2 by, 2 by 3, sorry, 1. You have to get, when you add, you have to get 5 by 6, isn't it? When you multiply, you have to get 1 by 3, isn't it? Sorry, 1 by 6. So that can be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3, isn't it? That means when you add, you will get 5 by 6. When you multiply, you will get 1 by 6. Yeah. So two numbers are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So now what we need P of B. So they have given that P of B is less than P of A. P of B is less than P of A. See, in the option, we have both. So we have P of B less than P of A. So in the options, we have 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So which option you will choose? Which is the smallest one? P of B, that is 1 by 3. So the answer is 1 by 3. So don't be confused, because you will see both these numbers in the option. But we have to understand, here they have given B, P of B is less than P of A. So here 1 by 2, 1 by 3, which is less number, less is 1 by 3. Okay. Yes. So what is the takeaway from this question? By heart this formula, P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Now, what for any independent even, P of A into P of B is P of A intersection B. So these two formulas you have to by heart. Let's go to the next question now. Question number 109. Question number 109. The mean of 100 observations is 50. The mean of 100 observations is 50 and standard deviation is 10. If 5 is subtracted from each observation, then it is divided by 4. Then what will be the new mean and new standard deviation respectively? Mean of 100 observations is 50. If 5 is subtracted from each observation, 5 is subtracted from each observation, then it is divided by 4. What is the new mean and what is the new standard deviation? All of you try. This is a frequently asked type of question. That means what happens to mean and standard deviation once we add or subtract or something like that. Okay. So just read. And try to do. Once you get the answer, comment it. I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay. So tell me, did you get it? Okay. So they have given mean. Current mean is 50 and current standard deviation is 10. Current standard deviation is 10. Now, what you need? They have subtracted 5 from each observation, isn't it? Subtracted 5 from each observation and divided it by 4. Okay, so what happens to mean? So we need new mean. So new mean will have equal effect. Like if you are subtracting 5, you subtract 5 from the original mean. If you are dividing by 4, divide that by 4. If each observation is subtracted by 5, subtracted from 5, 5 is subtracted from each observation means -5. Then it is divided by 4 means divided by 4. So it is 45 by 4. So new mean is whatever operation that you are doing to each observation, do that to the original mean. Okay. So subtracted 5 divided by 4. So divide this, you'll be getting 11.25. You'll be getting new mean as 11.25. So we have two options with 11.25. Now, new standard deviation. So we are subtracting 5 from each observations, isn't it? And we are dividing by 4, isn't it? So new standard deviation. New standard deviation is original standard deviation 10 divided by what number we are dividing? 4 we are dividing. Because addition and subtraction do not have any effect on, because if we are subtracting or adding same number to the observations, each observation, there is no effect, no change in standard deviation if these two operations are performed. But if we are dividing or multiplying, it will have effect. So new standard deviation is original standard deviation divided by 4. So that is 2.5. Understood? So whatever change you are doing to the each observation, that you have to do in the case of mean. In the case of mean, if you are subtracting 5 from each observation, subtract 5 from the original mean. If you are dividing 4 from each observation, divide that by 4. But standard deviation will not change if we add or subtract to each observation. If we divide or multiply, there will be accordingly change. So here new standard deviation is 10 divided by 4, 2.5. So which is the correct option? Option is option C, 11.25 and 2.5. New mean is 11.25. New standard deviation is 2.5. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Question number 110. Question number 110. If two fair dice are rolled, then what is conditional probability? They are asking conditional probability that the first dice lands on 6, given that the sum of numbers on the dice is 8. Okay. So first dice lands on 6, sum of numbers on the dice is 8. So conditional probability question is from conditional probability. Very important area for India exam. Conditional probability easy to do if you know what is conditional probability. So they will give a condition. That condition will be followed by given. So the condition is sum of the numbers on the dice is 8, and then you have to find the conditional probability that first dice lands on 6. Okay, so this is conditional probability. So P of E given F. That is what you have to find out, isn't it? P of E given F. That is what you have to find out. Okay, now listen. What is the formula for P of E given F? P of E given F. P of E given F is P of E intersection F, P of E intersection F divided by P of F, isn't it? So P of E given F. One even you have to take as E, another even you have to take as F. Then P of we have to get P of E given F, so we need P of E intersection F by P of F. Now we'll see what is this E and F. So even E is first number should land on 6. First number should land on 6. Isn't it? First number as 6. So what they are doing, they are choosing 2 fair dice. So we know the sample space is 1, 1, etc. up to 6, 6. So first number 6 means what are the possible things? That is 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6. Now sum of the numbers 8. That is, so this is the event E. First number on the dice is 6. Then F is the event that sum of the numbers in the dice is 8. So what are those possibilities? That is, sum of the numbers is 8 means the possibilities are 2, 6, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 3, 6, 2. So these are the possibilities of F to occur. F means sum should be 8. First P means first number should be 6, isn't it? So what is the intersection coming? E intersection F. So what is E intersection F? That means 6, 2. Common number is 6, 2. So E intersection F is 6, 2. So what is the probability of E intersection F? Probability of E intersection F, that is 1, only one even here. Total sample space is, number of elements in the sample space is 36. So P of E intersection F is 1 by 36. Now what you need, now after that we need P of F. What is P of F? P of F, that is how many events are there in F? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by totally 36. Isn't it? So just substitute here P of E given F is P of E intersection F by P of F. So 1 by 36 divided by 5 by 36. So the answer is 1 by 5. Answer is 1 by 5. That is option C. 1 by 5. That is option C. Option C is the correct answer. So the answer is 1 by 5. So conditional probability is also frequently asked area in NBA exam. That is very easy to understand. You have to understand given, that will be the second event. What is given after given? That will be the second event. Then first event will be given before that. Okay. Yes. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone. See you in the next class.